day everyone, my name is Judy Ann Lohente, the reporter for today's video. Our topic is contextualization, adaptation, and classroom management. Number 1, modify activities based on the available resources and themes relevant to the student. Number 2, identify adaptive tools and activities for inclusion. Number 3, analysis strategies that can be helpful in managing the art room. So what is contextualization? Contextualization is employing the items of the language in the meaningful, the relevant context. This helps the learner to acquire new skills and knowledge. Ang contextualization daw is ito yung language na ginagamit upang maituro mo sa student mo or ma-acquire mo sa mga student or mag-aaral na ituro mo yung mga bagong mga skills or language or mga art na ituturo mo sa kanila na bagong art. Okay. Resourcefulness and self-expression are some of the skills that can be developed through art practice and creation, especially in the elementary student. So ito naman is ang skills na tinuturo mo is ma-develop ng mga student na i-practice nila pinapractice nila yung tinuturo mo na ginagawa nila yung art sa mga elementary. Contextualizing the art materials based on what is needed and available is the part of the creative art process. Good art is a flexible, arbitrary, and spontaneous if the teacher can make the lesson more relevant to the student if they use everyday themes in their materials that they can relate to. So kapag tinuturo mo na ng pagka-process mo sa kanila yung tinuturo mo na mga art or yung ginagawa nyo or pinapractice nyo na art is ma-adapt nila or ma-flexible nila or ma-adapt na nila yung tinuturo mo. So, malalaman nila kung paano na or paano na nila gawin. So, example lang, halimbawa, ang ginagawa nyo is airplane using airplane using plastic. So, ginagunting nyo ang plastic ba? Ganun ba? Ginagunting nyo ang plastic. So, ituturo mo kung paano ilagay yung yung pakpak niya, ganun. Number 2, butterfly using dry leaves painting. Butterfly using dry leaves painting. So, yung mga battles, ginagawa nyo na butterfly using leaves or mga dahon. And then, pinipintahan nyo. And then, number 3, using stone as canvas. Basta ganun yun. Yung bato daw, crayons or as a canvas daw.
Good day, I am your reporter, Michaela Divine Paclibar. Now, let's talk about adaptation. Ano nga ba ang adaptation? Adaptation, yan yung tayong teachers mag-a-adapt sa mga behaviors or characteristics ng ating mga estudyante para mas maintindihan natin sila. Malalaman natin kung ano ba yung styles, ano ba yung dapat natin gawin para mas ma-understand nila yung mga lessons natin or maintindihan natin yung mga estudyante. Para malaman din natin kung anong dapat natin gawin na mas madali silang matuto while we teach them. Adapting tools and activities as teachers, we have to ensure the active participation of all students with or without special needs. which means tayong mga teachers, dapat siguraduhin nating active o nagpa-participate lahat ng estudyante natin. By all students, it means na kahit may kapansanan man yung estudyante natin o wala, dapat siguraduhin nating nakasali sila sa mga activities or discussions. Dapat nakiki-interact sila sa ating mga teachers and sa fellow students nila para naman na hindi sila ma-left behind or ma-OP sa kanilang mga classmates. Some of them needs more support than others, whether it's physical, mental, behavioral, or socio-emotional support. Some students who are challenged with verbal communication and expression, such as students with autism, such as children with autism, can use art as tool to express their thoughts, interests, wishes, and feelings. As art teachers, we have to keep our hearts and minds open to do extra effort and time to find ways to make art accessible and enjoyable to all students. As teachers, hindi talaga natin maiiwasang magkaroon ng students with special needs. We have to put in more effort para mas ma-feel nila yung pag-aaral nila. Kasi nga 'di ba, yung ibang students hindi sila makaka-express through words or actions, hindi sila makakasalita ng maayos like children with autism, and they express their feelings through art. 'Di ba nga may mga students tayo na mapapansin nating hindi sila magagaling sa studies, hindi rin sila talented sometimes kung i-observe natin. But if tuwan na natin mapansin, like every activities, babantayin talaga natin sila kung saan sila magaling. Then, at some point, mapapansin natin na sa art, magaling sila sa art. Hindi sila magaling sa studies, hindi sila magaling sa sport, pero sa art magaling sila. Like, binuhos nila yung lahat ng talents nila, yung lahat ng feelings nila sa art. Magaling sila mag-drawing, doon nila na-express ang kanilang sarili. Yun yung talent nila. So as teachers, dapat pagtuunan natin ng pansin yung mga students natin and make sure na hindi sila nala-left behind. These are some adaptations in teaching painting for students with motor challenges. Ano nga ba yung motor challenges? Yan yung may problema sila sa paggalaw. Kasi nga may tinatawag tayo na children with disabilities or your pinatawag din nating PWD. Yung may problema sila sa paggalaw, like decapitated, may problems yung muscles nila. Hindi sila makagalaw ng maayos, hindi sila makapagtrabaho, hindi sila normal. Special child, that's what we call them. So here, let's focus yung sa mga students na may cerebral palsy. Ano nga ba ang cerebral palsy? Cerebral palsy, yan yung mga PWD. Kids with cerebral palsy, sila yung mga naka-wheelchair, hindi sila nakakagalaw ng maayos, lagi lang sila nakahiga. Need nila ng mag-a-assist sa kanila kasi hindi nila kaya yung kanilang sarili. They suffer from impaired muscle tone and posture movement. Hindi sila, yung sinabi ko nga na hindi sila makagalaw. Ano ba nga ba ang dapat nating gawin para sa mga students natin na may disabilities like cerebral palsy? Using a water container with half inverted cap, so even if it accidentally trips, the contents won't spill. Using sponge instead of brush to make it easier for students with stiff grip, yung hindi sila wala silang freedom na humawak ng mga bagay like yung kamay nila ganito. So imbis na gumamit sila ng paintbrush kasi nga 'di ba ganito yung kamay nila, hindi sila makakahawak ng paintbrush nang maayos. They should use sponge na lang para mas madali silang makapaint. To get more stability, some students prefer working on floor where they can use their legs to support their arms and make their grip more stable. Note that some students prefer since it gives them more stability. All students' needs are different, so it is important to analyze and adapt to their strengths and capability. Their strength and capability. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na dapat maka-adapt tayo sa kanilang learning styles kasi nga 'di ba hindi pare-pareha yung mga students. Iba yung needs ng isang student, iba rin yung needs ng isang student. May iba-iba silang styles na maging komportable sila sa paggawa ng arts. May iba-iba silang styles na maging comfortable sila sa pag-paint or sa pag-conduct ng mga arts nila. These are the adaptive tools for drawing or writing. So, first, tissue roll for stiff or weak grips. So, lagyan ng tissue yung yung pencil or pen para para mas mahawakan ng maayos. Weight pencil using metal hex nuts for stability and body awareness or proprioception. Yung iba, yung kanilang lapis ay may pampabigat. Third is triangular sponge for small hands and better grip. Kapag maliit yung kamay nila, pwede mo silang gamitan ng triangular sponge na madali nilang hawakan. Fourth is paper clip with rubber bands to practice tripod grip. Last is plastic or toy ball for larger grip pen with lace attached to the wrist to secure the pencil back to the center of the thumb with index finger. Lagyan ng plastic or toy ball for a larger grip pen with lace tali na naka-attach sa wrist para secure yung pencil. Mas-secure yung pencil kung saan ba pencil nila hinahawakan para hindi madaling mahulog. Dapat may lace na nakatali. Planning the activities can be done by consulting and collaborating with students, advisor, or special education. Art has no definite right or wrong answers or methods that makes inclusion of children of all abilities easier. Kung nagpaplano tayo ng activities, pwede rin tayo mag-consult sa advisors ng ating mga students or sa special education teacher. Special education teacher, sila yung may kaalaman sa mga children with special needs. Adaptations can be made after careful observation of students' needs or reading their individualized education plan or IEP. At the beginning of academic year, the teacher can give easy tasks that aim to observe students' basic skills in art, such as gripping writing tools, using scissors, and ability to follow instructions independently. Kapag nagsa-start pa lang school year, dapat ino-observe muna ng teachers yung mga skills ng yung mga students nila bago sila magbigay ng activities. And these activities, dapat basic skills lang muna para hindi sila mabigla. Ang dapat na ituro natin sa kanila ay kagaya ng pag-grip ng mga writing tools or like lapis, paintbrush, kung ano man yung pang-art tools na yan. Paggamit ng gunting kasi nga 'di ba, yung iba nahihirapan pang gumamit ng gunting lalo na pag bata pa yung mga students. And ability to follow instructions independently. Mostly sa mga students natin in the future, hindi marunong mag-follow ng instructions since bata pa sila. And nasanay sila na may nag-guide sa kanila na elders or as teachers. Kaya dapat pag start pa lang ng ating lessons, tuturuan muna natin sila kung paano masumunod sa mga instructions independently. Like, hindi na nila kailangan ng guidance mo all the time. Like, kaya na nila na maintindihin yung sarili ng nila. Kaya dapat tulungan natin sila na yung ma-develop yung comprehensions din nila para mas madali nilang maintindihan yung mga instructions without you.
Good day everyone, my name is Norifil Jane F. Milyar. My topic is all about classroom management. Classroom management is the strategies and practices that teachers use to maintain, order, organize activities, and create a positive learning environment in the classroom. Other helpful strategies in managing the classroom. The first one, time management. Art production can be very time consuming. It takes time to set up and to clean up. Sometimes when you are in the zone or when they are engaged, your kids even lose track of time. The second, managing student expectations through visual schedule cards. Visual cards help students keep track to the process. Students tend to get more engaged when they know what they are supposed to do next and when they know how much more do they need to do. Setting up the teacher's demo area and student workspace. Position yourself in the space where you can see all the students and all students can see you. Setting arrangement and classroom layout are also important because these dictate how students interact and share materials. The first one, demo table. A teacher needs a demo table to put his or her materials. It is usually a long table where one side is for demo and other sides is for materials. The second, work area and seating arrangement. Students should have ample workspace. Ideally, a long table that is waterproof should be used. The third, stations to make your art room more manageable. You can lay out the room with the designated areas: wash areas, drying areas, materials areas, work area, and art display area. The fourth, preparing for fast finishers. Some students are fast finishers. Either they rush their work or they are simply efficient and good at what they do. To prevent students from disturbing other students, prepare some coloring pages or activities that the fast finishers can do. The last, post-production and cleaning up. Cleaning is crucial. Students need to clean their own space and recognize shared responsibility of cleaning common spaces.